There are certain individuals that Stoic philosophy cautions us against associating with. These individuals can be detrimental to our well-being and burden us significantly. In today's video, we're going to identify 15 types of people that Stoicism suggests we be cautious of. Additionally, if you recognize any of these behaviors in people currently in your life, it might be wise to distance yourself from them as soon as possible. Before we dive into the video, I want to express my gratitude for your viewership. Please remember to hit the like button, and if you haven't yet subscribed, consider doing so now for more transformative Stoic wisdom. Point 1. The Flatterer. A type of harmful individual cautioned about in Stoicism is the Flatterer. This person bombards others with insincere compliments and excessive praise, not out of genuine admiration, but to achieve a hidden motive. They seek to win favor for their own ends, whether it's to gain influence, request a favor, or boost their ego. Stoics advise us to be alert to such manipulation and see beyond the facade of exaggerated admiration. A flatterer's aim is self-serving, using praise as a tool rather than an honest reflection of our worth. We should be skeptical of overly enthusiastic flattery and cautious in how much value we place on their words or actions. Genuine appreciation is valuable, but when it's used as a facade for ulterior motives, it becomes detrimental. Point 2. The Greedy. Another toxic personality the Stoics warn us about is the greedy individual. These people are driven by an insatiable desire for wealth and material possessions. Their judgment and character are clouded by their relentless pursuit of financial gain and status symbols. To the greedy, life is a competition where more for them inevitably means less for others. Their refusal to share stems from a deep-seated insecurity. No amount of wealth ever seems sufficient. Stoicism teaches that such greed is rooted in a scarcity mindset, which destroys inner peace and moral integrity. Instead of succumbing to greed, we should find contentment in simplicity and focus on true values like character, wisdom, and inner tranquility. The pursuit of material riches, according to Stoics, distorts priorities and leads to a life of constant dissatisfaction and moral compromise. Point 3. The Envious. The third type of detrimental personality highlighted by Stoicism is the envious person. These individuals harbor resentment towards others' achievements, successes, or possessions. They operate under the false belief that another's fortune diminishes their own, fostering a scarcity mindset. Envious people often attempt to undermine those they are jealous of by trivializing their accomplishments, attributing their success to luck or privilege, or spreading negative rumors. Their jealousy not only breeds a spiteful attitude, but also prevents them from appreciating or learning from others' successes. Stoics advise that envy stems from a lack of wisdom and an inability to see the bigger picture. Instead of yielding to envy, it's wiser to adopt a perspective of goodwill, celebrating the triumphs of others, and finding inspiration in them to develop our own virtues. Point 4. The Angry. Stoicism warns against the chronically angry person as another problematic personality type. These individuals are often overwhelmed by frequent bouts of rage, bitterness, and a desire for revenge, allowing their anger to overpower reason and judgment. Quick to take offense, they interpret others' actions and words in the most negative light and hold on to grudges for extended periods. The Stoics identified the root of anger as unfulfilled desires and a feeling of helplessness. When in the grip of anger, people are unable to think clearly or act constructively, often worsening situations with impulsive and harsh responses. Stoicism advises against emulating such behavior, emphasizing the importance of maintaining perspective and control over one's emotions. The wise course of action is to choose reason and self-control over petty grievances and resentment. As Epictetus stated, any person capable of angering you becomes your master. Point 5. The Complainer. Stoicism cautions us about the chronic complainer. These individuals are perpetually negative, frequently criticizing and lamenting their circumstances, thereby spreading gloom. They find fault in almost everything, from the weather to their personal relationships, and tend to amplify minor imperfections into major grievances. Instead of taking constructive action to improve their situation, complainers indulge in negativity and seek sympathy from others. This attitude not only reinforces their unhappiness, but also fosters a toxic mindset. Stoics, like Epictetus, teach the value of focusing on what we can control rather than wallowing in complaints. Facing life's challenges with resilience and wisdom is far more productive than getting bogged down in futile grievances. Point 6. The self-pitying. The sixth personality type Stoicism advises caution against is the self-pitying individual. These people are characterized by their tendency to wallow in their own misfortunes and view themselves as perpetual victims. They frequently blame external factors, other people, fate, or the universe, for their troubles, avoiding personal responsibility. Their mindset is often summarized as, "Poor me, I deserve better than this unjust world." This attitude fosters a sense of powerlessness and resentment, as they expect others to empathize with them and rectify their situation. The self-pitying person is often absorbed in their woes, leaving little room for acknowledging the struggles of others. Stoics advocate for a balanced view of life's challenges, emphasizing the importance of focusing on what we can control, building resilience, and not portraying ourselves as victims. They teach that while adversities are inevitable, our response to them defines our character and quality of life. Point 7. The arrogant. Stoicism warns us about the dangers of arrogance. Arrogant individuals possess an inflated sense of self-importance and a belief in their superiority over others. Driven by excessive pride, they are often blind to their own flaws and limitations. The arrogant person typically believes they are always right, deserving of special treatment, and superior in their abilities and status. This attitude leads to condescension and a dismissal of advice or criticism, as they view it as beneath them. Arrogance breeds intolerance and disrespect, hindering personal growth and learning, as the arrogant person is unlikely to acknowledge their mistakes or embrace humility. Stoics emphasize the importance of humility and recognizing our fallibility as humans. True pride, they suggest, should stem from living virtuously and humbly, not from a self-aggrandizing view of one's importance. Point 8. The selfish. In Stoic teachings, the selfish individual is identified as a problematic personality type. These people prioritize their own interests above everything else, often at the expense of others' needs and feelings. They operate primarily on a what's-in-it-for-me basis, seeking personal gain in every situation. This leads them to exploit others, break promises, and shirk duties that don't directly benefit them. Their excessive self-interest blinds them to their social responsibilities and harms their relationships, as they become known for their unreliability and disloyalty. Stoicism advises against such selfishness, emphasizing the importance of living harmoniously with others. True fulfillment, according to Stoic philosophy, comes from mutual care and support, not from the sole pursuit of personal gains. As Marcus Aurelius noted, what brings tranquility is to do what's right and to focus on the well-being of others. Point 9. The stubborn. Stoic philosophy highlights the issue with stubborn individuals. These people are characterized by their rigid adherence to their own opinions and a refusal to consider alternative viewpoints or compromise. Their inflexibility makes them challenging to interact with, as they insist on having things their way, often disregarding others' perspectives or needs. Even when presented with evidence that contradicts their beliefs, they remain unyielding. This stubbornness not only hinders personal growth and adaptability, but also creates friction in relationships and collaborative efforts. Stoicism teaches the importance of maintaining a balance between steadfastness in one's principles and openness to new ideas and feedback. It's crucial to remain flexible and receptive to learning and growth, rather than being obstinately attached to one's initial views or decisions. Point 10. The insensitive. Stoicism warns us about the challenges posed by insensitive individuals. These people exhibit a lack of empathy and disregard for how their actions and words might affect others. Often missing social cues and failing to understand the perspectives of those around them, they can come across as blunt or callous. Their insensitivity can lead to hurt feelings, anger, and a sense of being undervalued by those who interact with them. The insensitive person may be oblivious or indifferent to the negative impact they have, and their relationships often suffer as a result, remaining superficial because others do not feel safe expressing vulnerability around them. Stoic philosophy encourages developing empathy, compassion, and considerate behavior in our interactions. While we can't control how others interpret our actions, we should strive to engage with kindness and understanding, as thoughtfulness fosters stronger, more meaningful connections. Point 11. The cynical. In Stoic philosophy, the cynical individual is recognized as a toxic personality type. Cynics are characterized by their skepticism towards sincerity, idealism, and the inherent goodness in people and situations. They often view these qualities as naive or foolish. This deep-seated skepticism leads cynics to assume the worst in people's motives and to deride virtues like honesty and compassion. Their default state is one of mistrust and scorn, which can poison hope and erode the sense of community. The cynic's behavior is often a protective mechanism against disappointment, but it also creates a self-fulfilling prophecy that isolates them and deteriorates the very ideals they doubt. Stoicism teaches the importance of maintaining faith in humanity's potential for virtue and goodness, despite the presence of evil. It emphasizes that cynicism, while sometimes stemming from valid disappointments, ultimately weakens our ability to effect positive change and collaborate for a better society. Point 12. The manipulative. Stoicism addresses the issue of manipulative individuals, highlighting their problematic nature. Manipulators are known for their tendency to use deceit and exploitation to gain personal advantage. They skillfully maneuver situations and people to serve their ends, often displaying a facade of sincerity and goodwill to mask their self-serving intentions. Manipulative people are adept at playing people against each other, twisting circumstances in their favor, and using others as pawns in their strategic games. Their actions are driven by a desire for control and advantage, making them untrustworthy and damaging in personal and professional relationships. Stoic teachings emphasize the failure of deceit and manipulation in the long run. Such behavior may bring temporary gains, but it ultimately leads to distrust and isolation. Stoics advocate for sincerity, respect, and treating others with dignity, emphasizing that genuine cooperation and ethical conduct are the foundations of lasting and meaningful relationships. Point 13. The reckless. Stoicism warns against the behaviors of the reckless individual. These are people who engage in unnecessary risks without considering the potential consequences. Their disregard for safety and prudence not only endangers themselves, but also others around them. Reckless individuals often find excitement in danger, ignoring warnings and engaging in hazardous behaviors without proper caution. They tend to believe they are exempt from the rules and norms that guide safer, more responsible conduct. This recklessness can lead to avoidable crises and harm, as their actions reflect a lack of discipline and foresight. Stoicism emphasizes the importance of living rationally and responsibly. Courage and adventurousness are valued, but they must be balanced with wisdom and a consideration of the potential impact of one's actions. Seneca, a Stoic philosopher, highlighted the dishonor in rashness, suggesting that true wisdom includes acknowledging and preparing for risks, not blindly ignoring them. Point 14. The unprincipled. In Stoic philosophy, the unprincipled person is seen as a problematic character. These individuals lack a strong moral compass and ethical standards, often resorting to unethical behaviors to achieve their goals. They are willing to lie, cheat, betray, and even harm others if it means advancing their own ambitions. For the unprincipled, the end justifies the means, leading to a mentality where anything goes if it serves their interests. This lack of ethics and integrity makes them capable of serious deceit and manipulation, damaging trust and relationships. Stoicism teaches that true success and fulfillment come from pursuing virtue and noble purposes, not from achieving external ambitions at any cost. Moral integrity, according to Stoic principles, is the most valuable asset one can possess, and it should never be sacrificed for transient worldly gains. As Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic emperor, noted, it is essential to hold on to one's inner principles, even in the face of external losses. Point 15. The vicious. The final toxic personality type cautioned against in Stoicism is the vicious individual. These are people who exhibit cruelty and take pleasure in causing harm or dominating others. Their malicious nature makes them a grave danger to those around them. Vicious individuals see compassion as a weakness and often engage in bullying, emotional torment, and physical aggression. Their behavior stems from deep-seated sadism and insecurity. This active destructiveness not only harms their relationships and community, but also their own moral standing. Stoicism emphasizes that we are interconnected as social beings. Therefore, harming others ultimately harms ourselves. The philosophy advocates for empathy, care, and uplifting others as signs of true strength. Stoics strongly advise against succumbing to gratuitous cruelty, as it undermines human dignity and the bonds that hold society together. In the words of Marcus Aurelius, harming others is essentially harming oneself, and such behavior leads to a loss of humanity, no matter the temporary gains it might bring. Thank you for staying with us till the end of this discussion on the 15 types of people Stoicism warns us about. If any of these Stoic lessons resonated with you today, I encourage you to start or join a Stoic discussion in the comments. Engaging in such discussions is in line with what great Stoic thinkers like Marcus Aurelius and Seneca advocated. If you found this video insightful, please don't forget to leave a like. For more content delving into Stoic wisdom, be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell. Thank you again for watching, and I hope you find peace and serenity through embracing the Stoic way of life.